Can we get a cat playing a synthesizer for that part of
Yes,
make
we
it sound like
can.
he's like doo doo?
I will work on the music. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Quest
I just said
Unplayed.
cat plays or cat.
Uh, yeah, welcome to Quest Unplays, where gamers talk about everything and anything about games, and anything basically. I'm George, the co-host of Quest Unplayed, and this quest is joined by Anthony,
Hey, everyone.
Zach,
Hi,
and Virginia and Gabriel.
Gabriel.
This one's
Say hi.
Gabriel. I'm Virginia. This is Gabriel.
Yeah,
Get
we
it
love
mixed
it.
up. Like
Yeah,
Virginia. No.
Oh,
sure.
oh,
Oh.
uh-oh.
You already
The
got
name-
No,
me.
he has to stay on set. He's not allowed to leave.
Don't go.
Oh.
But okay, anyways, before we begin, I love this already. This podcast is sponsored by Minimap, your ultimate gaming hub and a gaming companion app. Sync your game accounts, make your own game collection, connect with other gamers, community, enjoy everything and anything about games. Got that new sponsor video that everyone loves. Oh, switch positions.
That's how he feels about us right now.
Minimap.
I'm
I love
sorry.
it.
It's just because I know
Oh
it's
my
you.
God.
That's
I
the
know,
reason.
right?
Minimap,
I
the
mean,
ultimate gaming hub.
uh,
Hey, so I got a question about the video actually now that you
Okay.
played it.
okay.
Can we get Sajin to add those noises to the when we do click on stuff? 'Cause that-
Oh, when you actually click on them on Minimap.
I want to hear beep beep beep. I want to hear
Okay,
that.
I can. I mean, I'll ask him. I don't know if he'll.
Just tell him his little big brother. wants to
Okay, I
know
got
if
it.
possible.
Little
Uh,
Big Brother.
I have no idea what Little Big Brother is. Is it something like iced hot coffee?
Remember, it's because even though he was younger than me, he was the smart one that kept finding the car.
Right.
And
We
so I was
actually have
like,
to
"You're
talk
like
about
our older big brother," and he was like, "Sure."
Anyways, how is everyone doing today?
Great.
Pretty good.
Yeah, awesome. I know my voice isn't 100%, like I said, so I'll try my best to keep it wet with water so that it doesn't creak or anything. Yeah. So before we actually start, as you can see, Virginia, our mascot is also a cat, and all three of us are all cat lovers as well.
I like him a lot.
Oh, don't go, Gabriel.
They're soft.
My co-star has left. The attraction's
Oh,
gone.
you
He
lost
might
half
come
of
back.
your
He might
power.
come back.
Oh, no, he's climbing on top of my feet under the desk. He's going to be demanding here in a second. Hold on, I got to put my feet out for him to lay on.
Oh, yep.
That's good.
All right, let's get him settled so he can stop complaining at me.
Okay, that's good. Before we start the whole thing, we always do take gamer type quiz with the game devs. So, are you ready to take this gamer type quiz, Virginia?
Body is ready.
All right. So let's see. First question is: it's finally weekend after a long, tiring week. Do you ask a friend to play the video game together, or you need to spend quality time alone?
Always quality time alone.
I see. What's the game that you have been playing recently?
Wildermyth?
Okay.
Look it up if you haven't heard of it. It's really fun.
Okay, we'll definitely look it up. Wildermyth. Awesome. What kind of a game is it?
It's a mixture of storytelling RPG and like a top-down like isometric strategy battle maps. Sort of a fantasy world where you're like making your own characters and they go through these stories told as comics where they like change, or one character grows wings, or one character loses an eye, and it forever changes that character, and it persists across multiple play sessions. You're like growing the story of these heroes. And it's got like sort of this really cool storybook papercraft aesthetic, actually very similar to Einstein's Cats in a way.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a great game. Can't recommend it enough. Combat is surprisingly deep, for people who like sort of that map style, make the character go here. Can you go enough spaces to reach the enemy? How many attack actions do you have for attacking? So I enjoy the hell out of it. I've played, I don't know, like 600 hours of it so far.
Okay.
So,
Okay. That's good. That's good amount of
Wow.
hours you spend. That's okay. Well, we'll definitely check it out. It sounds really, really fun.
It's an impressive amount.
Yeah. Next question. The new game that just released isn't my type, but a friend is urging me to play with. It's not my cup of tea, so I refuse at first, but it would be fun to play together. Or you listen to your friend's words and play together right away.
the first one. It's going to take a while to persuade me to do it.
Next question. You are thinking about joining a community with strict terms to get game information. From self-introduction to attendance check, it's too much for me, or it has good information, so getting ranked up after 3 days is no problem.
The first one. I used to play Raid Shadow Legends, and when I was really into it, I'd try to join clans so I could like face the clan boss, which is a clan only thing. Best
Right.
prizes in the game are there. Anyway, I always kept getting kicked out of the clans because my activity would go from like a lot to nothing. Like this. Yeah, and they're like, "Oh my god, you're our best player," and then like banned. "Oh my god, you're our best player," banned. Like I could just not be consistent about doing it every day.
Yeah.
I think that happens with a lot of games like Raid Shadow Legends, though.
Yeah, that happened a lot for my mobile games too. Like, I would just play tens of hours into like mobile games, like RPG games, and then like I would stop playing and then I get banned. Or like they usually have, so many like strict rules, like, you have to be online for like a couple hours a day, do this, do that,
Yeah,
buy
no,
that, whatever. Like, no,
It's too
I'm not
much.
doing that anymore. It's too
No,
much.
I'm a cat. I can't be constrained like that.
I love it. Next question. Before buying a game, you carefully read over other people's reviews, watch the trailer, check the price, or if the game looks interesting, you trust your instinct and make a purchase.
The first one. I'm a very methodical game purchaser.
Very important. Next question. If someone is watching me playing a game from behind, it's the perfect opportunity to show my amazing gameplay, or I'm actually good at it, but due to pressure,
No.
I'm missing skill shots.
Oh god, second one. I would be like, "Excuse you, do you mind? I'm trying to play
Why are you
here.
in my house right now?
Why are you in my house? How did you get out?"
But what if Gabriel or Jasper are watching?
Well, they do that anyway. I've learned to live with it.
Okay, that's good. You're playing a newly released game for the first time. Rather than having regrets later on about missing something, you go over the tutorials, or the game seems to be similar to the one you've played before, so you skip the tutorial.
Oh no, I go through all the tutorials. Like,
Oh, awesome.
I read all the documentation and click all the buttons. It takes me forever to get through like the first section of content.
Okay. Is it because you're a dev, or is it just like you've been like that before or for a long time?
Both. Part of it is my dev brain, like analyzing everything I'm playing while
Right.
I'm playing it, and the other part of it is like I'm not like a Twitch gamer in terms of I don't have those reflexes needed to like do the fast moves. I'm all about the planning, and the best way to make sure you smoke the boss through planning is to know everything and be super familiar with all the systems.
Right.
Mm-hmm,
So you're definitely a strategist then. Next question. You're playing a mystery solving game. Based on your years of experience in your mystery solving games, that guy is the culprit, or that person looks suspicious, but you need to start collecting evidence first.
Do mystery books count?
Yes.
It does.
Yeah. I'm just, there's certain patterns in the way people tell stories about, the red herrings and the good guy who looks framed at first. So I can usually tell pretty quickly who they're setting up to be the fake bad guy and who's like too innocent and has to be the real bad guy. So I'm going to go with the first one. I'm usually pretty good at like just, oh, yep, that's the guy.
Oh, all right. Next, in order to equip the rune that increases defense by 0.01%, you have to return to the lobby. First, that's not a big difference, and my friends are waiting, so I just go, or you tell them to wait, you go back to the lobby and equip the rune.
I'm not going to worry about a 0.1% difference. I could not give less of a shit.
Okay.
Whichever
I love
answer is that
I
answer.
love that.
Okay, I love that. I love
I love that. I could give less of a shit.
Yeah, me too. I mean, if any one of my friends does that, I'm like, okay, you're banned. Bye. I'm just gonna leave.
That or anytime you played a MOBA, we all know that that's not a big enough thing
Yeah,
to do
exactly.
anything for you.
It's not big enough in any game. Is there any game where 0.01% does anything?
Maybe
I
a
can't
math
think of
game?
one. What?
Maybe
Okay, no,
math
that
game,
the
I don't know.
answer is excluded. We're not talking about that sort of edge case.
Okay,
get
yeah, of
crazy
course
with
not.
it.
Yeah. Next question. During a gameplay, your companion's character has been bitten by a zombie. First, you might be able to find the cure, so you decide to accompany them, or everyone in my group can get infected, so I choose to kill them, even if it is tragic.
Ooh, that's going to depend on the type of story it's telling.
Mhm.
If it's like a first-person shooter competitive game, I'm totally just going to yeet them into a dark hole. Like, bye-bye. But if it's like a story game where, like, I want to know what the outcomes are going to be, I'm going to go with the compassionate route because I want to, like, make the good choices to lead to the good ending,
Right.
If there's multiple endings, though, do you ever want to go back and see what the bad endings are?
No.
It's fair.
Yeah, it is fair. So, but like, what's your instinct? Like, what do you?
YOLO, yeet them into a hole.
Okay. Not a bad choice. Next question. Even if you
Bye,
don't
guys.
express it, you feel like you keep losing because of your friend. First, you lift your friend's spirits, or you send them a link to the character's tips and tricks and suggest that gameplay.
This is assuming I play multiplayer games, which I
Right.
don't. So I don't have this experience. Depends on how much I like the person.
Good, honest answer, yes.
How much does this person mean to me?
Let's go with the first
That's
one. I want
true.
to come across as a caring, compassionate person.
Okay. Next, the character has bad performance, but the appearance is totally my type. Considering the balance of the party, I cannot put them in my party, or you have to put your favorite character in the party no matter the cost.
It's about the rule of fab, yo. I always go with looks over functionality.
Okay.
Like-
Awesome. Yeah.
Rule of cool.
Your current desktop is messy with tons of icons, but it does not affect my gameplay. Or you hate chaotic things, it is neatly cleaned.
Second one, I'm very organized. My desktop is very clean.
Okay. We had another dev where he says, I have no icon in my desktop. So, okay, that was very impressive.
It takes dedication.
Yeah, it does. Next question. Before getting into a game, you search the internet just in case you end up missing achievements, or you have never played a game for the achievements.
Generally, I don't care about the achievements, but I have played one game for the achievements. Slay the Spire is the only game where the achievements are interesting enough that I actually have been going for the achievements. But generally, it's number 2.
Yeah, such a good game. Last question. Who happens to play a lot of games? You play a game you feel like playing at the moment from your collection, or you have a gaming schedule on when to beat a certain game.
Totally vibes based, just whatever I feel like playing at the moment.
What are you playing right now?
Um. Oh shit! Let me look at my. I gotta look at my collection. Well, part of this is a false answer because for playing for fun, I just play whatever I feel like. But when I'm researching for my company, I have like a list of games I'm reviewing and like doing my little write-ups for.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
The hole
But
gets
for
deeper.
entertainment, yeah. Huh?
The hole gets deeper.
Yes, the hole gets deeper. I am Legion. I have many sides.
No, I'm just-
I've got to open Steam now because I have to figure out what the last game I played was because I just literally cannot remember. Oh, Balatro. I was playing Balatro.
Okay, awesome. Blast was such a
Wow.
good game. One of my favorite games.
That's on Xbox Game Pass right now.
Yeah, I think it's like pretty much everywhere.
I think
Yeah.
so.
I was gonna buy it, and I saw it was on Game Pass. I was like, "Oh, good, got it."
Yeah, so you are a magic spell sword. This is very rare. Remember, Zach, we had very little, I don't know, like I remember maybe like 10 people or 20
It
people.
was not a normal thing for people to
Yeah,
get.
it
I'll
was
say that.
very, very rare for someone to be a magic spell sword. So you have sword in the right, ball of flames on the left. Let's see what type of gamer you are. Exhaustive individualist. I'm most comfortable playing game by myself. I pull my weight on my worst day. I'm mostly right, but I'm a rational person, so I am ready to listen to you.
That's correct.
If I start a game, I have to become a master. Also, why would you buy a game if you don't complete it 100%? Good at analyzing games that I could write a strategy guide. Sugarcoat your words to criticize your teammates. Your aura makes you an unapproachable person. You don't care if your team members are good or not.
Yeah, this is very geared towards multiplayers. Like
Yeah.
I object to the term exhaustive individualist. I find people who always want to play multiplayer, I find them to be exhausting, okay?
Okay.
Like they need to be quiet.
Yeah, I guess it depends on like what type of game you play actually, because a lot of people, I mean, some people like playing solo games and some people like online games. So I guess it all depends. Is there any of these characteristics that suit you the best?
You mean which of those phrases suits me the best?
Yeah.
I'm mostly right, but I'm a rational person, so I'm ready to listen to you.
Awesome. Oh gosh. Oh, so you would probably like strategy games. Do you like strategy games?
Um not often because
Okay.
they tend to be too rabbit holey, like way too deep lore, too
Right.
many UI menus and screens and things to
Mm.
manage. So I like games that I have to use my brain on, but I don't want to like have to pull out the big strategy book to like
Right.
understand what to do.
Mm. I think Anthony likes strategy games, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. I think you play a lot of strategy and simulation games. I know. I've seen.
A lot.
Yeah. But okay. Thank you for taking the quiz. That's fun.
No problem.
Yeah. So, could you tell us a little bit about yourself in the game, Einstein's Cats?
Yeah, so I'm a fairly experienced game developer. I've been working in the game industry for at least a decade. I don't know the exact amount of time. Started off as a modder and a hobby programmer, teaching myself how to program and how to make games just on the side. I've worked in a lot of different places. I've worked for mobile, I've worked for AAA, I've worked for AA. Produced a lot. I've participated in a lot of game jams. I've won several game jams. I've been a game jam mentor.
Wow.
I've published, several free hobby projects. So this game in the video, Einstein's Cats. This is not the first game I've ever made by a long shot, but this is the first game I'm self-publishing for money. So that's the milestone here. This is my first game of my self-published indie business. So I wear a lot of hats. I'm a programmer, I'm a designer, I'm an artist. Everything you see in this game right now was made by me, except the sound. I did not do the sound effects or the music, but everything else, the art, design, programming, that was all me. I'm also a big modder. I've done mods for Minecraft and Wildermyth and Skyrim and Fallout 4 and My name is in the credits of Skyrim Anniversary Edition because I was one of the original people in Creation Club, and I made several of the large creations that shipped with Anniversary Edition. So I'm pretty proud of that.
That is very dope.
Yeah, that's really
Wow.
dope.
Pretty awesome.
So you got a lot going on, or you've done a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I like to keep. I always feel like I'm never doing enough, but I like to keep busy. And I love games. It's what I do for my job. It's what I do as my hobby. It's what I think about. I have both of my bathrooms have books on game design that I read while I'm on the toilet.
Wow. So you can never get enough of it. Wow.
Wow.
I mean, that's where I get all my best ideas. So
Yeah.
definitely understand that. I don't know if you bring a pad or paper.
1,000%.
Yeah.
It's like
Just
the
like,
thing.
Most
yeah,
of
that's
my
a
ideas
good
come, like-
idea.
Well, to be honest, most of my ideas come like in the shower or while I'm taking a walk. But I've purchased a lot of books on theories of game design and principles, and I read a lot of blogs, and I study. I study what people do. I watch their devlog series. What did they do wrong? What did they do right? So at one of my previous jobs, I was technically a programmer, but I ended up having so many hats I was wearing. I was like Dobby with like a giant stack of hats. And one of those was designer as well. And I ended up being the person interviewing people we were hiring to be a designer. But I was just officially a programmer, but I was like an unofficial part of the design team. So,
wow.
And I've done freelance work as a game artist as well. Sound is basically the only thing I haven't explored in terms of like making a game.
Is there? Do you think that's something you'd want to tackle at some time?
A question pops into my mind sometimes. I mean, I like potentially the idea of not needing to try to find sounds that fit, or because I buy like huge libraries of music and I'm like going through hundreds of hours of songs, be like, no. So it'd be great to be able to do that, but I have no background in like music creation. I can sing, but that's all I can do for music, So unless the soundtrack is just totally vocals.
I was going to say that's more than I can do.
Yeah,
Trust me.
exactly. That's what I was trying to
I
say.
still sing. I just don't sound good.
Yeah,
what I mean?
like
This is why we sing in the shower.
yeah,
I
only
sing
in the
out
shower.
public all the time, just to see if it annoys people. Just like, and they're like, and I'm like, yeah.
The shower is like an auto tune. It makes everything sound better.
Yeah.
Oh, but I think it gives you that false sense of security. As you get out. Like,
Don't turn the water off while you're in the middle of singing.
I'm about to go on the
Well,
X. I'm gonna win.
Shower's the first step, and then it's carpool karaoke.
Yeah.
Hey, if you set up your old shampoo bottles just right, you get yourself a little beat as well while you're showering. You know what I mean? The
Okay.
water's bouncing off of you.
Now I know why you took so long in the shower.
That and I was crying. There's
Yeah.
a little bit of crying as well. That's
Okay.
right.
You're not crying in the shower or like giving yourself a mohawk. If you're not doing one of those two things, you're not doing it right. And
Yeah.
I question your humanity.
I tried for the mohawk, but there's nothing there. That's partly why I started crying.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
But yeah,
that's funny.
that's really dope that you've worn so many hats. So
Yeah.
you sound like and besides being a developer for your game, you're working with another couple companies. You don't have to say them.
Can you elaborate? I'm sort of drawing a blank at the moment about what you're referring to. I've got a lot of
I heard you said that you
fire.
also are working with somebody else or something else as well when you're doing reviews and playing games for somebody else. I heard something about that. When you said you didn't want to play, you're playing games for somebody because you.
No, for myself, for my business, for like market research. Yeah, so playing games for myself, my own company, market research. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I also was part of a panel talk at GDC in I think it was either 2023 or 2024. So that's another achievement on my list.
So what was the topic?
I didn't get to interview
You can. It's on Google. You can. It's on YouTube. You can look it up. It's called "Being a Unicorn."
I saw that,
Multi-classing
actually.
in industry that wants specialization. Yeah. So it was all about people who have many different talents and how do you navigate working for companies that typically want you to be in like this very narrow box. You know.
I'm definitely Googling that after this
What is-
episode.
I was gonna say, did you also post that on LinkedIn? Or no?
I don't.
I think I saw
I
something like
technically have LinkedIn, but I'm not like on LinkedIn, so to speak.
that. I saw that article somewhere. I swear to God.
Maybe somewhere in social media because people
Yeah.
like to repost stuff and share it.
True.
Yes,
I
they
just don't
do.
do social media. I just don't have the energy. You know.
Jeez.
Yeah, she has so many things to do. Like,
She's busy. Okay?
very
She's
busy. That's
She's
good.
dialed in on the video games. That's
Yeah,
all that
I think
matters.
that's good though. Like, social media sometimes can be like waste of time. I mean, sometimes it could be good, but like sometimes it's like just total waste of
It
time.
takes
You're like,
it takes a lot of energy.
yeah, it does.
That's why I
And-
always feel bad when people think that they're like, "Oh, you're a social media manager. What do you do?" And I'm like, probably pull their hair out several times a day.
Me?
Like, oh yeah, yeah,
Now that I've been
yeah. I'm about to say.
I tried to do social media promotion for Einstein's Cats, and that experience gave me a whole new level of respect for people whose job is social media management. Like, these people can face the devil and laugh. I swear to God.
Yeah. That happens sometimes.
Is that
But,
true? Is that true? Can you face the devil and laugh, George?
Yeah, I think I can now, but in the beginning it was kind of tough, but now I've grown into that.
Oh, there's the other one. There's Jasper.
Oh,
Hey,
Jasper.
Jasper, what's up? Jasper looks like a Jasper.
I think Jasper and Gabriel are in the game, right?
Yes, they are.
Yes, they're actually in the game. I played a lot of it, and I see Jasper and
I had to put my cats in the game.
yeah, you have to.
Be kind of mean if you didn't. To be
Yeah.
honest with you,
Yeah.
The cats would like hiss at you, like, "Where's my name?"
it'd be funny if only your two cats weren't the ones that look like cartoons. Like they looked like real cats. You're like, wait a minute.
That would have been fun. That would be funny.
Just taking pictures of them and use them and animating them instead of the.
Yeah.
No, I don't really want to break the fourth wall there.
You got it. Sometimes people are like, wait, why does she like those cats more than the other ones? And then later in the like, thanks Jasper and Gabriel for being in my game.
Yeah.
I sneaked them into a lot of my games in like paintings on the wall that like an orange cat and a black cat.
That's really cute.
There's a lot of Easter eggs featuring my cats.
The devs of Copycat, they actually recorded the meow of their cats and then implemented it in the game. Remember that?
Copycat.
Oh yes, I did remember that.
Yeah.
That game made me sad too.
Yeah. But I think we're kind of ready to move on to the bulletin board waypoint. And also, we know that Anthony wanted to tell us a little bit about that, the funny moment of Schedule 1 being investigated under copyright infringement. I don't know if everyone is familiar with a game called Schedule 1. It's basically like a game where you become a drug lord, or I don't know, like
It's literally a reference to Breaking Bad almost.
yeah, it feels like
Pretty much, it is Breaking Bad.
I haven't played it, but I know I've seen footages of it.
I played it, and because of that, I started watching Breaking Bad all over again.
All of a sudden, Breaking Bad gets popular again.
Hey, so who here's all played it besides me and just me and Anthony?
I haven't played it yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Breaking Bad is my favorite show of all time, so I'm definitely gonna be playing it.
And the game only came out. I think the game released March 26th. Yeah.
It's been 2 weeks.
It's a wild game. It's a wild
2
game.
weeks, and it sold so many copies.
Yeah, I saw the gross revenue was like more than Enzo and Assassin's Creed Shadows or something, and I was like, that was crazy.
That is actually really pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
I think it was like
I mean, the highest peak, I think, because it is online, so you can play co-op up to 4 players.
I guess that's what brought the sales up too. So like, oh, you have to play together, and then like three more players.
Yeah,
all of a sudden.
me and my friends have played it together. We had one
I
of our
didn't know
friend
that.
got bored, and while we were doing drug deals and making drugs, he was running off picking up trash to buy
Oh,
himself a skateboard.
that is an achievement though.
Yeah, I know he got it. Well, actually, when you get an achievement, everybody shares the achievement. That's actually pretty nice too.
It is.
And then I made a basket with a wheelchair.
What
It's
is
pretty
it? I was playing with my friends also, and they were the ones who were making the drugs, and I was the one that was pickpocketing everybody.
You were the one doing what?
Pickpocketing the people.
I didn't know you could steal from people. You can steal from people?
Of course, I look at the achievement list. I think I all the achievements, and I was like, "Oh, pickpocket, okay, got it."
I did get mad when some guy didn't. After I gave him a sample, he said he didn't want it, and I punched him, and the cops got called. And I was like, "Oh, good."
Wait, was this in real life or was this in the game?
It's all in the game. It's all in the game. What I mean,
I don't do that. I mean, I never did that.
Wait, you got that experience? So you didn't get the experience where when I was selling one of the products, and I was like selling it overpriced. The guy got so mad at me, tried to stab me.
So is this like a GTA now?
Oh, were you haggling with him though?
Yes, I was.
I didn't haggle too much.
No, I always haggle.
I know you do. I can tell. Yeah. I bet you're a lot of fun to play with.
Got make some money.
Hey, you two should play together sometimes.
He never returns my text.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah.
Ever since I said that thing, said I missed you like this. And
give me a phone number. Give me a phone number.
We have Discord together. I'll give you my phone number. It's gonna be weird, but we can have it.
But so is Schedule 1 kind of like GTA then, in a way?
Nah, I would. It's not as free as GT1, but it's not GTA. But
GT1.
The thing about it is it's different. Is GTA doesn't go as hard into drug dealing or drug making. Like,
so it's
there's a lot of elements to it. Yeah, it's like you're making drugs, you're selling drugs. It's literally mostly just about making and selling drugs, which is probably why it's doing so well.
I mean, it is a good, I guess.
But
what is it? Stop for people waiting for GTA 6, and this is something that to keep them busy.
Stopgap.
Well, not even that, but I know my friend who he loves cooking, like in games as well. He's actually upstairs, but
cooking,
like I mean, like real cooking. Like he likes. Real cooking.
I was about to say like a cooking what?
He was also the guy coming up with all the different strains of drugs, because he was just going ham. He's like, I need some cough syrup and some purple grandpa, and I'm like, Jesus, what's going on right now? Like,
yeah, me getting the chili powders.
I'm just over there handing drugs to the drug dealer and stuff. Like, hey, you have fun. I'm just. And then our other friend was running around picking up trash. It's a good time. It's actually it is a pretty fun game. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Would you consider playing this game, Virginia, at all, or no? From listening to these guys talking about the game.
So I've never even played GTA. I've never played any of the GTAs. It's not my type of game. I'm a very soft, squishy person on the inside. I can't handle the life on the streets, that are.
It was hard.
I will say this though: most human beings are soft and squishy on the inside. Just FYI.
I don't know how a game about making drugs and like being a drug cartel can be soft and squishy, but I'll just have to take your word for that.
No, I bet humans are usually squishy on the inside.
No, it's not that. I don't mean like that. I mean like metaphorically squishy, not like squishy.
I'll just pick it on you. Yeah. No, honestly, I actually don't like GTA games that much either. Not gonna lie. I think the reason why I enjoyed it so much is because I was playing with my friends.
It is a good game playing with friends because there's a lot of laughing moments you can make.
It's very much, it has more of an indie vibe to it when you're playing it, and it's funny. Well, so it's like
it is an indie game because it's developed by a solo developer.
Yeah, but I mean, like like when you play GTA, it's a AAA title, and but with this, I feel like sometimes indie games just have a better way of making you laugh and enjoy and have fun. Because one of my biggest complaints is there's no mustache for the customer characterization. So
not yet.
There's just a goatee, and I was like, I went from making a bald guy to making a girl because if I can't have a mustache, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
You know?
Negative
Unless
review right there.
Actually, hold on, let me think.
3 out of 5 stars. We'll go to 5 if mustache.
Because in the game you could test your own products also.
I didn't know that.
Yes, you can.
Oh, yeah. I think one of my friends smoked one of the joints he had, and I was like, "You never do your own."
Okay,
product,
everyone.
man.
This is all in the game. Okay, this is not an actual.
It sounded like the
Yeah, I know, right?
was really
I
good
know. I'm like, FYI, everyone
Actually-
listening to this podcast, this is about the game, not actual real life.
It's actually pretty funny. Hold on. I gotta look at the game
Because-
because it's actually pretty funny.
Uh,
The game description actually has the DEA listing on it.
oh my gosh.
What is it?
I will say there is a cat in the game as well.
Oh, interesting. What does the
It's a
cat
stray
do?
cat
Oh, okay.
just walking around.
Oh, so if you look at the game page and it says on about the game section, it'll say Schedule 1 drugs, substance or chemicals are defined as drugs with no current acceptable medical use and high potential for abuse, according to the DEA.
Oh gosh.
So
We have
yeah.
found them. Where are
Yeah.
they? Everywhere.
So I think
it's like they approved the game pretty much.
I will say something controversial though before we head on. Someone said it's like going to be considered the best indie game this year, and from me, the games I've played, I still don't think it's as good as Keep Driving. That's just me.
yeah,
I'm
you love
It's
that
very
game.
hard because
I love Keep
we are
Driving.
in April and there's still a lot of indie games coming out.
Yeah,
It's true. But the fact that it beat Enzoi, it's a pretty big deal.
I think
Right.
Enzo is gonna catch up. I mean, later on, but I mean, because Enzo just recently also launched too. So, but the fact that indie game actually made more than a AAA studio, that's pretty impressive. I think. I mean, I always root for. We always like all three of us. We always root for indie games to do well. When Balatro did it very well, we're like all very happy about it.
Yeah, I didn't even play it, and I was happy for it.
Yeah, I played a lot of
It's
hours.
like,
into
go
that.
Balatro.
Never expected Balacho to be good.
Exactly, you never know
Exactly.
that. So never know.
I'll play
yeah,
it again. I'll play it one day.
Yeah, if you play it, you won't be able to. I mean, I don't know. I hope you come back for the podcast episode because you won't be able to, come out of the game. Be like, oh, another round, another round.
You see how addicted I am to Dave the Diver right now.
Yeah, so that's
Oh,
it.
Dave the Diver is awesome. I like that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I started playing it because we needed some questions. And now I'm just like, I gotta get back in there. Shark Nights tonight. Like all excited.
Yeah, Dave the Diver is really, really fun.
It is super
it.
fun. Like
Yeah,
I can definitely see why that game did so well, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. Like
and no one expected that also.
yeah, nobody. But I feel like that's a big I think that has a lot to do with the fact that the game was put together really well. That the team that made that game really knew what they were doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's all I gotta say.
So Anthony
that?
said, what company was or accusing for the copyright for Schedule 1 or?
Oh, it was a company that actually made a game called Drug Simulator.
Oh, I know that game. The
Oh,
drug
yeah,
simulator. I know that game.
Drug dealer simulator, right?
Yeah, that one.
Okay, so they're basically the
didn't-
same thing then, I guess, in a
It
way.
didn't do as well because it's probably not as funny.
No,
You got to
Come on
put
now.
humor
and
into
then
it.
and of course because they trying to lawsuit them or copyright infringement, they got a lot of negative reviews on Steam, so that's gonna
Wait,
mess them up.
Wait, which one got negative review? The drug dealer simulator?
Drug
Okay.
dealer.
Oh wow!
one that's trying to-
Overwhelmingly negative. 2,220.
Yeah, but do you see the reviews on it? It says
It was mostly positive. Now it's overwhelmingly negative.
and then all the negatives say everyone should go play Schedule 1.
Oh god.
If they've come out like roughly the same time, just logistically
no.
speaking,
So the first thing said that's negative. The very first thing I seen when I went down was I liked the game up until they became greedy and jealous that a solo game developer who created a game 10 times greater than theirs is so successful. I was currently working on
it. Came out last year. So
I mean, they would have had to already been working on it. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not like it had been out for 10 years and someone just like recreated this exact same thing. It's if one game comes out and another game comes out 6 months later, the second game had to have been in development long before it came out.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Because like you can't just
you're not gonna you're never gonna be able to be like. There's never gonna be a game that doesn't have something coming after it that's just like it. Like remember Phasmophobia came out? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was going to say, obviously, the classic example is two guys invented the telephone at, like, exactly the same time, and Alexander Graham Bell just happened to get to the patent office first, like, literally on the same day.
He tripped the guy. It was like, No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, like, you can literally have almost exactly the same idea as someone else just by happenstance, you know?
Yeah.
I think in the gaming industry, too, so many games look, Phasmophobia, look at all the stuff that came out from Phasmophobia. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. It's like people see a game, they like it, and they're like, you know what, I want to do something different. Yeah. But as I was looking at Drug Dealer Simulator, which the reviews are quite hilarious right now, it doesn't remind me of Schedule 1 because Schedule 1's much more cartoonish. Their stuff is realistic looking.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the courts have already decided that you can't just say, I own this concept for a game. You know, like, no one can say, I own Grocery Store Simulator. No one else can make a game about running a grocery store.
Exactly.
There's so many of those. There's so many of them. They're fun, too.
Yeah, like, you can't. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to that one being thrown out as a frivolous lawsuit because it's like, you can't say no one else can make a game about being a drug dealer. Like,
yeah,
you're not allowed to stake claim on ideas like that.
Yeah, exactly. Unless you actually have a patent on certain things. Like, for example, I know Nintendo has so many patents. I heard Nintendo has like a patent on like jumping, like a character jumping or something, but they don't really care.
Yeah, they're unenforceable in practice.
Yeah, exactly. Also,
like the jump punch.
No, there's I don't know. I don't even exactly remember, but like just the jumping mechanism or something. But then they said, yeah.
It's very fascinating. This is one of those things I find very fascinating. Occasionally these big companies will try to take smaller companies to court saying, we patented a sanity meter. Nobody else can have a sanity meter. Mm-hmm. And the court basically says, yeah, you can't do that. You can't, like, it's like someone trying to patent like a word. You can't say no one else can use this word.
Right.
Now you can say these characters are my original characters. You can't have the same character in your game, but you can't just take a piece of gameplay and say no one else is allowed to do that piece of gameplay.
I know.
That's true. That is very true. Because like if the court or anyone is trying to limit them, then there's not going to be any creativity in the gaming industry. It's going to block everyone's ideas.
Yeah, it's just sad, but I think they're feeling the wrath of it now. So, sure, it might be a cash grab because that other game did so well and theirs probably didn't.
Most likely it didn't.
But this gave me an idea for a game, and you can have it. Catnip.
Me?
No.
Catnip.
Or Dev
Virginia, yeah.
Like schedule 1, but with catnip.
Cat dealer game. You're like making that deal for cats.
That's gonna be fun.
When you give cats catnip, they just get crazy.
Man, you want some nip?
They start rolling around in it and stuff. And you're just like,
all right, I already wishlisted this game. I'm already wishlisting this game.
I mean, anything is possible.
I think I'm going to take a break from cat games right now. I don't think I'm going to make a cat game next.
Okay.
I'm just saying, you could if you want to jot that down. I won't be upset later if you just make a catnip game.
Thanks, appreciate the donation.
That funny.
You could actually from your original game. I mean, companies done that before. They use the same world and just turn it into a different genre.
I don't think the cozy paper craft aesthetic is going to work with the hardcore cats living on the street selling catnip behind dumpsters. You know?
Oh God.
That would be funny if it was a bunch of cat humans, though. Instead of like humans, it's like cat humans selling catnip. You know what I mean?
What was that cat game that you get to walk around the city trying to find your way back home? It was like
Stray Cat.
Stray?
No.
Stray, yes.
It was a different cat. Was it Strike? 'Cause it took
Big
place in
Kitty,
Japan
Little
also.
Kitty, Little.
Are you talking about the one in
City?
Oh, Big
Cyberpunk?
Kitty and
kind
Little
of?
Kitty. Yeah, that one. Big
Oh.
Kitty,
The
Little
Big
Kitty,
Kitty,
City,
Little City, or I forget the name.
City Key. Yeah.
There's a pixel kind of game like that too. It's like a side scroller with a cat. It's kind
I'll
of
bet. Yeah, I'll bet there are many cat games like that.
so many cat games, but not
Yeah.
one walking around with cat dealers.
Can't remember any of them.
Little Nave or Navi out there, like, I got the good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think.
What would the cat cops look like? The cat cops.
With the whole beard and everything with the
I
whiskers.
can see one with like a white spot here, but all black, kind of like, what you doing? Like, no catnip on me, man.
Yeah.
Like the
Sorry, let's go ahead.
Cat, like the really big cats, you know.
The Maine Coon looking ones.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
muscular cats.
Oh yeah, the bouncers.
The bouncers. Oh, funny. Yeah. So I guess, especially from the gamer standpoint, it feels like Schedule 1 is the winner here for the infringement investigation. I guess, and also,
I think it's sad. It's
yeah,
kind of
it's
petty.
sad. Yeah, I think it could be
sad.
sad. I mean,
I'll say it.
But I'm gonna play it tomorrow with my friends.
yeah, yeah. And next one, I kind of wanted to cover a little bit, like briefly, was PlayStation was asking for their users their opinion about the new Nintendo Switch 2, like all the details and stuff, what they like about it. They had an official survey on it, so I guess a lot of people or a lot of especially PlayStation, Sony is worried about Nintendo Switch 2 becoming too successful, or they're trying to get
There's
some
no way they'll
ideas.
ever compete with the Switch.
Yeah,
They're trying, but they can never.
I don't think they
Because,
can.
well, is it PlayStation trying to make another handheld?
Yeah,
I
know that.
mean, something similar to, I guess, to the PSP, but yeah.
maybe.
But they do have something already, but it's not really like the PSP. It's more like for cloud gaming.
Sony is conducting a market survey to gauge gamer interest in purchasing the Nintendo Switch 2. The survey asks about interest in Switch 2, opinions following the direct announcement, and appealing aspects of the console.
Yep.
You can play Nintendo games on it, and you can't play them on anything else. Legally. I don't want Nintendo to come in and beat me down with their SWAT team.
Yeah, that could happen. Virginia, did you watch the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct?
I did not. This is the first time I'm hearing about it.
Oh, okay. It's coming out in June 5th, in about 2 months.
Are you
What
a
are they
Switch
saying?
player?
It's like, I own one, but no, I do not play on it. I should. I have some games on there that have just been like rotting in my library that I haven't played. I just don't have time for like anything these days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
that is very
Not a
true.
lot of devs do. I don't think
Yeah.
we've talked to one dev's like, oh man, I got so much time now that I started making video games. Not doing.
No, there's
Yeah, they never have time. They barely
12 to
sleep.
14-hour days. There is no time for
Yeah.
like anything.
I believe it. That's crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, I think. But despite, I heard some, rumor or because of the tariff, I heard it might be very, very expensive in the States.
I wonder if that's gonna make. I wonder if the people pre-purchase though, because there's people already pre-purchased the Switch too, right?
It's sold out in Europe, I believe.
Because they can't raise the price once you buy it.
That's what.
You've already paid for it.
Yeah,
Not really. You do not charge for those companies. They don't charge you right
Oh,
away.
I mean,
that's true.
they're gonna
Yeah,
buy it
sometimes
no
they
matter
charge you when
the
they
price.
ship it.
They don't charge it to you until they ship it.
Until they ship it, or before, like 2 weeks before the release date.
That could be. Well, is Japan one of the tariff places though?
I think
So
so.
Japan,
I think they're one of the
actually
ones that they don't have tariffs on them.
well, they actually put a regional lock for only Japan users, and the Switch 2 over there costs $300 or something.
Time to use a
$329.
VPN.
Yeah.
But you can only have a Nintendo Japan account. That's about it.
Oh,
And they won't sell it outside of Japan for that
So-
price.
time to travel to Japan.
One way
just
I
to
was
live
gonna go there for vacation anyway, so
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm just gonna buy one of those old abandoned houses and just live there. It's like,
Yeah.
hi, I'm just here for
that's
the
the plan.
Switch.
That's
Hey,
a good
that's
plan.
don't worry. Maybe the Switch 2 might be kind of like one of those black market deals. You could just like start making like selling it.
Make a simulator game about buying Switches off the black market. I'm done, man. I got too many good ideas.
I mean, I have considered making some sort of political protest game,
Oh.
but I also don't want to get all the evil people trolling the depths of the internet all up in my DMs.
Right.
You know,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. That is true. That's one
Yeah.
thing about it.
I think because
Sometimes
there are
you
so
just live
many
crazy.
crazy people around the world.
Oh, I say
so-
yeah,
live
I don't want to
crazy,
try.
but
You know, like the whole Gamergate thing, where like a hate mob like made their goal to like ruin these women's lives. I don't want to be the next target of those sociopaths who are like out there trying to ruin people's lives. Like their stated mission was to make those women kill themselves. Like,
oh my
What is
gosh,
what is
that
this? I never heard of this
That is
before.
terrible.
okay, so how did you live as a gamer and not know about Gamergate?
There's a lot of times
Really,
that I just
really brief
check out.
TLDR. There's a dark side of the internet where these sociopaths who hate women, they hate minorities, they're really angry people, and they like finding people whose lives they can ruin. And they latched onto this article about a woman who is making a game about depression. Or like, this is the perfect target. She's a female developer. She's making a sad game about depression. We're gonna like turn this into like this big frothing thing on the internet. And they basically they basically made this big smokescreen of, oh, it's about games journalism, ethics in games journalism. It was all bullshit. Basically, they created this hate mob to attack these women and make their life hell. And their stated goal, like stated on the internet goal, was to make them hate life so much they would kill themselves.
Oh my gosh.
So there are truly vile people on the internet. And I don't want their attention on me, you know?
I was about to say that's a something that's I mean that's
yeah.
I think we all know that that's a thing. I mean, I hope so, or I hope not. I wish people didn't, but you know what I mean.
Well, part of the worst part is like people, even when this was going on, people like were disbelieving that it was happening in a weird way. Like simultaneously, they were being inundated, just utterly crushed by this avalanche of vile hatred. And then other people were like, "Are you sure it's that bad? Maybe you're just imagining things." You know, like there is no winning. You know.
Wow,
that's
insane.
Yeah, I gotta do some research on this and see what.
There's a good video series that like covers it breaks it down in great detail. I think it's called on YouTube. You can search for Angry Jack. Like, why are you so angry? And it covers Gamergate. It covers like this whole people being angry to be angry. You know, they dislike that people are drawing their attention to problems because it makes them uncomfortable.
Wow.
You know, like you're trying to pop my bubble by telling me about, you know, bad tropes in games, and I don't like that makes me feel uncomfortable. It makes me feel like you're saying I'm a bad person, even though that's not what they're saying. But because it makes them feel uncomfy, that makes them really angry. You know, they can't handle someone trying to like, you know, tell them that maybe the media they like is not perfect.
Wow, that's
bringing down the tone, but that was like a big bomb that went off in the gamer.
No, it's interesting. I never even knew about it until I just actually was reading on it. That's what I was doing. But
that's really sad.
I could see how that would suck, especially if you have a gamer or a developer and you actually have a site where they can review bomb you. I could see that being an issue. You know what I mean?
That does happen a lot, you see, especially on Steam reviews for games as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like I'm just a solo indie developer. I don't have the protection of a big company. So like if some hate mob decides to be like, we're gonna get everyone together to review bomb your game because screw you in particular, like that just ruins my livelihood, and there's not really anything to do about it. So I might want to make a protest game, but like, can I afford to? Probably not.
Yeah, it's like risking so
No.
many things.
I mean, it depends. It depends. It might work out in your favor if it connects with the majority of people that agree with you, though.
But then there's too much of a risk.
Yeah, that's
Maybe picking up people and putting them in baskets.
I
that you
mean,
don't
there's
like.
always gonna be a group no matter what, so it's hard.
Oh,
You
yeah.
always have a group.
Yeah.
Even if
cannot
that
have-
group is small, it can still take a toll.
Yeah, like even if like you get 100 reviews and 95 of them are glowing, if you get 5 people just like spewing hatred at you, it's going to fuck up your month. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
matter that the other 95 were good.
Yeah, I can see that. Sometimes I smile when people are angry. I know it's bad, but I do. You know.
Yeah, I try to always keep in mind, because I have worked at these big companies. The people who work there, they're just people. You know, they
Mhm.
want to make good games, but they often are, in a stranglehold by like the publisher or the developer or the investor. And I see people online raging about, oh, those awful devs ruin this game. They must hate their
Yeah.
players. And it's like,
These devs are
that's
horrible.
not reality.
Yeah.
That's not reality, you know?
It's literally the rich guy going, "This game's going to be out right now," and you're like, "But it's not done." He's like, "Right now." He's like, "Okay."
Yeah, like it is never actually the people working on making the game, that are causing issues.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
never them.
Very,
Stop
very
targeting
true.
them. You're not helping anything.
Yeah.
Unless it's only the devs making the game.
Well, I could list some terrible games on Steam that got banned for being like hate crime games, but in that case, you can blame the developer. But most of the time,
I think the only one that comes to mind to me is The Day After, or whatever that one game was, the zombie game.
The day after.
The one that
not The
got
Last of Us, like
literally was out for a week and they shut it down. They made a bunch of money off
No, it
of
wasn't
it.
out for a week. I think it was only out for a couple of days, then they shut it down.
Oh
And
yeah,
then they went away. But they went away with the money.
and then went and made another game, or
then
started
went and made
making
another
another
game.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the process of making another one.
For Kickstarter. I think we are kind of ready to move on to the companion waypoint. At this point,
sorry, it totally derailed.
no,
it
it's
was
okay. We
good.
love this. We
Hey.
love this conversation. No,
Hey, we hit a talk. Okay, don't worry about him.
Yeah, I honestly love this kind of conversations because I get to learn a lot of things, new things. Like there are so many different aspects into gaming industry and gaming world. So it's really good to know. But I think we're ready to jump into the companion waypoint, where we talk about Virginia and her game, Einstein's Cats, and we would love
I
to.
thought we already did that, but we can do more.
Yes, we have to learn a lot more about it. So let's watch the trailer with sound. Then you said the sound was done by someone else?
Yes.
Okay, let's watch it together. Wait a minute, is that Jasper and Gabriel at the end?
I didn't make this particular trailer, so any resemblance is incidental.
Okay. But yeah, I actually really like the cozy sound or the background music. I think it fits well with the puzzle game itself.
I spent a lot of money on a lot of sound packs and like cherry picked like 1% of them to get the music for the game.
So, did you actually work with a contractor, or is this just like you just bought the sound packs?
No, this is like Unity Asset Store. They have like a bunch of music packs with like 500 tracks in there. So, which will be good for my future games because I have now like a whole library of sound assets that I purchased for future games.
Okay, that's good. That's
a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea too because I know some devs who does not have the ability to make sound themselves, they sometimes work with contractors, or they sometimes try to find someone else who wants to get involved in the game. And maybe I don't know if it works out perfectly, then it's fine. But like sometimes it's like too much of a work trying to communicate with that person, trying to get the perfect music that
Well, if I
fits
make
the game.
when I make a larger game, more involved, longer, higher quality, I will probably end up trying to find someone to make a original soundtrack for it, rather than just like picking assets from a library. But that's probably going to be farther down the road when I have enough revenue built up to like spend a good chunk of time making like the dream game, basically.
It's nice though that they have those packs out. I think that I was friends with the devs a long time ago before the podcast, and he made his first game, and he had to use almost all packs, but was
The art's mine. Everything else is mine. Just the sound.
No,
everything
yeah.
else in the game is mine.
I think it's nice that there's that possibility for people, especially if you have an idea but you just don't have the team and the stuff.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting because everyone like hates on acid flips, like, oh, acid flip that, like acid flip this, like it's all garbage. And I'm like, yeah, but that's only if you like take whatever random asset, smash them into a barely playable game and just push it out in a month. But like you can curate and massage your asset packs to like find the best pieces to go together and create a cohesive whole. Like it's not morally better for you to have made everything from scratch,
I think you got to. I think with any project, you have to know what your capabilities are and what you're working with, and what what I mean, what you could pull off.
100%.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. I mean, and you already did you did the art and all the stuff. So that's most of the game. You know what I mean? So it's not like you just took a bunch of parts of Jasper and put him in there, just colored him. Like, no.
This
like,
game
Jasper,
is made
you're
of
now
chocolate bones of my cat.
Spray the cat.
Spray the cat. Hold still, Jasper. We gotta.
How long did it take you to develop this game?
Direct development time was probably about 3 months. Calendar time was a little over a year. I started development while I was still working my day job, so I couldn't work on it full time. And I hit various rough patches where I had to stop for various reasons and not work on it for a while. So the effort involved, start to finish, was probably about 3 months.
Okay.
And this is your first self-published game, fully published game. So are you?
Yep.
How are you feeling about?
Sold for money, self-published game. Yeah.
Okay. So how are you feeling about? How did you feel when it first, hit the store, like officially launched?
Excited and nervous and freaking out. There's just so much more involved in the process of launching a game on Steam than I realized when I was working at other companies, because I was never the person handling the actual logistics of a launch. I was just the programmer, I was the designer, I was the artist. So there's so many moving pieces that go into it, and so many things that you have to figure out how to do just the right way, from the store page setup, what gifts do you use, what screenshot do you use, what discount do you use, how long do you discount it, etc., 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 on and on forever. So also it was a relief to have it done. Like, oh my god, finally, because the game had been done for a while before it had launched, because there was just so much extra stuff that you need to do to launch a game besides just finishing the game. So no, I'm happy to have it out. This was sort of the test case game. It was really just developed to just be my first Steam game, to go through the whole process one time, to get used to doing that pipeline, figure out what the unknowns are in the process. So yeah, it's now that that's out of the way, I need to focus on what my next game is going to be, and try to make it a game that I can market better than Einstein's Cats. Unfortunately, Einstein's Cats is a puzzle game, and puzzle games just really don't sell well on Steam. So if I want to make money, I can't make a puzzle game,
But I'm guessing when you made the game, you really wanted to make a puzzle game, though, right?
Sort of. It was more of a case of I'm very familiar with making puzzle games. Because I worked for a company where basically all I did exclusively was puzzle games. So I am an old hat at like making puzzle games, and I made a generator to create the levels. Like I didn't hand create those levels. I made an algorithm that creates and solves the levels for me. So that like, yeah, those are all just blah, 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 in the code, you know, and then you test the output, and then like, okay, there you go, there's the levels. Yeah, so I knew I had a lot of experience with puzzle games. I know I can stand up a puzzle game pretty easily. I'm really familiar with the ebb and flow of how puzzle games should feel and look and etc. So it was a good starting point in my wheelhouse for a game to make that I was very confident I could make well, you know. So that was more of the driving factor for making it than any sort of like, oh, this is my passion project, you know.
Yeah. And you already got a page on Steam, so you're ready to put more on there after this one.
Well, yeah, the game is out now. You can see it for yourself.
Oh yeah, I went to your Steam page. I followed you.
Sorry, then I'm not sure I understood the question.
No, I was just commenting on what you said. I said I like that you have a Steam page, so that people can follow you and see your projects that are also going to come up. You're talking about in the future too. It was a compliment.
Oh, okay.
Because I went clicked on your game and I went to your page. A lot of times when people have
my developer page,
That's
page.
That's what it's called.
Now I understand what you're talking about. Okay.
Sorry, I just want to say I like your page.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I created the company logo myself too.
Yeah.
Nice. Very good. Very good. No, I like it when there's a page, like a company page, especially if I like the devs, so I can follow them and see what their other stuff coming out is.
Yeah, everyone should follow me because I'm going to be making a lot more games. Probably going to be genre hopping a bit. You know, I don't want to get into a rut of being somebody who only makes like cat puzzle games or whatever. So I'm going to be trying different things, see what sticks, and hopefully just each one will be better and better, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. You said you've been a dev for over a decade. You worked in AAA, AA studios here and there, and you are a full-time indie dev right now. So, are you going to be continuing your journey as an indie dev from this point, or?
Yeah, no, I have a good amount of savings in the bank to keep me afloat until my business is making a profit.
Okay.
To keep me supported. So I have a bit of runway here, which actually puts me in a really good position. A lot of people who try to go indie do not have enough savings to keep themselves, you know, keep the lights on while they're trying to make a successful game. But if it doesn't work out, I will go look for a day job again, I suppose, in a few years.
Yeah.
And is there? I know in a lot of other countries there's like grants and stuff like that. Is there any grants or anything like that around to possibly for if you do want to pad your budget more?
I haven't looked into that at all. I have heard about it. I don't know if there's any for my area. I know sometimes it tends to be like, you know, games from New Zealand, and you know, I'm obviously not in New Zealand or whatever.
What? Wait, what? Wait, what?
No, shockingly, in a strange turn of events, I am not in New Zealand. No, grants is not something I have particularly looked into yet. I'm not sure how you really find out about those. I suppose I'd have to do more research on the subject. I'm not really necessarily worried about funding a game development right now because, like I said, I have a pretty good amount of savings. So I know some indie developers like have to turn to Kickstarter or have to like pound the pavement looking for a publisher because they're like, I need cash now. You know, I'm luckily in a position where I can just sort of make a game that I'm hoping is going to do well and sort of shop it around a little bit, but I'm not like desperate to find someone to fund the game, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's that's a really good position to be in as an indie dev.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so do you think possibly are you going to abandon the cats in the puzzle for your next game, or
Yeah, no, my next game is definitely not going to be a puzzle game. I am, especially given current events and where I live, I'm super concerned about needing to keep myself financially solvent, to keep myself secure. Everything gets more expensive every day with inflations and tariffs and all the evil things happening in the world. So at the moment, I really need my next game to be targeted at something that's going to make money. Not like theoretically, if I had all the money I needed, I could just make whatever passion project I wanted. Wouldn't have to worry about how much revenue it makes. But I'm not at that position yet. I do have to worry about how much money the game's going to make. Luckily, however, one of Steam's top-selling genres, which is like the roguelike deck builder, is a genre I'm a huge fan of. I've played like so many games in that genre. I love it to death. So I'm very well versed in it, and it's something I want to develop for. And it also does well on Steam. So that's sort of all the ley lines are crossing there. So the only hiccup is that they can take a long time to make. So I'm in the phase right now of trying to figure out what my next game's going to be. How do I target a genre that's going to be do well on Steam financially, but it's also something that I can stand to make, that I want to make, that I know a lot about, and that also I can do myself in a reasonable time frame. So next game idea is TBD at the moment.
Awesome.
That is very good. So for Einstein's cats, how many levels are there? Or how many cats are there?
108. The number of cats is infinite because they are random combinations of gray, white, orange, black, 4 colors and a bunch of patterns and a bunch of accessories. So you multiply those all together and you get millions of potential combinations of cats. The number is uncountable.
Okay. So you said it's randomly generated. Does that mean each level is going to be different for everyone? It's going to
No. The game that is shipped, I painstakingly reviewed and curated every level to make sure they are all the right difficulty and all in the right places with a good variety. They were created first with the generator, and then I selected the best ones and massaged them a little bit and then put them into the game. So no, when you play it, everyone has the same experience when they play it. The generator was just for my own process making the game, so that I didn't have to spend the rest of my life trying to hand create puzzle, riddles.
Rest of your life. Yeah, that's really smart.
Cats and riddles. Just
So theoretically, if there was going to be a sequel, Dogs in Boxes or whatever, I could just use the same generator to create puzzles. Just update the art and use the same generator, and bing bang boom, you get a sequel.
Okay, it's kind of like dogs. Yeah, because I remember this one game, Cats Hidden in Paris or something.
There's been a lot of games in that series.
Yeah, there's
Cat Hidden in Paris, New York, Japan.
Yeah, Japan. I guess that's kind of I don't know exactly how they developed it, but I guess that could be a little bit of a similar situation.
That was actually really fun.
Yeah, that did pretty well, right?
Yeah, it's do you remember when we were kids, we had that book Where's Waldo?
Yes,
find Waldo.
Where's Waldo?
Object games, yeah.
Yep.
So it's like that.
Yeah.
Where's the cat?
Yeah.
So much red, white stripes everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, and also I think there's a game called Please Touch the Art or something.
Please don't.
I've heard of that one. Yeah.
The art.
Please touch the art. I think
it's an avant-garde game.
Yeah, but that also was kind of you try to find cats and stuff or hidden objects in between. But anyways, yeah. So
Navi prop hunt.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there.
So could you tell us a little bit about the sticker book as well? How do you manage the sticker books?
Yeah, so as you play, the 108 levels are divided into 9 chapters of 12 levels each, and each chapter has a different theme. So it has a different background, it has different boxes, it has different cat accessories. So it starts off very normal. You start off in a house, and you're in a cafe, and you're in a greenhouse, and an office, and then it starts getting like really out there. Like you're in a medieval castle, and now you're in ancient Egypt, and now you're on a space station. You know, like just taking. So you get like cats with little space helmets and little alien cats, and then the final level is like, oh hi, this is Jasper.
Hi, Jasper.
The final level.
Wow.
It's the good one. No, I'm just kidding. We're on TV. Do you mind? This is a program suitable for children.
This is my moment.
A moment to shine.
This isn't your OnlyFans page, Jasper. Yeah. So then, like, the final level is like a fairy wood. So you have like fairy cats and witch hats, and the sticker book is that every time you finish a chapter.
I love it. I actually love it.
He was hitting the camera. He's like, oh.
I'm all
Every
over.
time you finish a chapter, you unlock the stickers for that level. So you can go into the sticker book and like create like a diorama and arrange cats and furniture and decorations and put little hats on them and change their color and their patterns and just create like these cute little scenes with your kitties. It's just sort of a toy, basically.
Oh, awesome.
You know, when you're a kid, you get your sticker book and you want to like put the stickers in interesting places and
I remember those days.
Yeah. Sarah is in that day. Sarah is having fun with that.
Is she? Do they still give out scratch and sniffs?
Unfortunately, scratch and sniff is not a feature of my game.
Oh.
I know. I tried. I'm just like, what's that? It smells like a monitor. This is not. No.
Smells like electricity.
Why does that cat not smell like grape? Oh well, I quit.
Yeah, so
so it's really just implemented to be a fun thing to play around with and to give you a reason to keep playing. You know, aside from the intrinsic joy of solving puzzles, it's like, well, if I finish this chapter, I get some cool new cat hats, you know?
Right. Yeah, I guess it'd be also fun to kind of share your own sticker book with other people. Too.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping more people on the Steam page post pictures of their sticker book. I've gotten like 1 or 2 so far. I'm hoping for more people to do that because it always makes me. I look diligently. Everyone should post because every day I go and like look to see if anyone posts anything or put any screenshots on there. I do care. So yeah, it always makes me excited when I see someone like playing around with the thing I made. It fills my heart with artistic joy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think
that's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of indie devs feel like too, because you know they would love to see like people enjoying the content they've created and sharing it on wherever channels they want to.
Yeah,
I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, well, I don't write reviews or whatever because I feel like nobody cares or nobody reads them." You know, especially for small teams and especially for sole developers, we read every single one of them.
Yeah.
Please leave a comment.
What do you mean my sticker book is? That's joking. No,
positive comments only. No rage bait.
Yeah,
I feel weird.
He disappeared.
I have no idea what it.
Oh, there he is.
He's magic. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was weird.
Yeah, he just disappeared. But anyways, yeah, that's really fun.
The magic word.
Yeah, because game is, I think, a very fun medium for a lot of people, and it can kind of target a broad audience as well. Like, you know, it can go from like all the young generations to all the old people like myself or older people.
Also, for people that don't have much time to game as well.
Yeah, it is. Basically for anyone, and also especially for puzzle games. I think I'm definitely going to be when Sarah gets older, I'm definitely making her play this game. She can't read or anything, so like when she learns how to read and all, I'll probably tell her how to play it because I think it feels like, you know, it could kind of teach them. It could be like the first, you know, step into the gaming world, I guess. It could be one of those games too. So
yeah, I think short games are really underrated. Like people tend to review games as if more content equals more stars. Like I've actually seen some reviews of Einstein's Cat so far, where people will be like, you know, it doesn't get the highest rating because there's not a lot of content. I'm like, well, how does that affect the quality of the game? You know, especially for people who have really busy lives or who just don't want to sink 100 hours into the game.
Right.
I champion the cause of the short game, you know?
Yeah, I think it too. I think people have to be realistic too when they're buying a game and it's like $5 or something like that. Like if you're getting a couple of hours of entertainment out of that, you've had more fun in a couple hours than you would have gotten from your like tiny sandwich you would have bought at lunchtime for $5. You know what I mean?
You can't buy a sandwich for $5. You can't buy a sandwich for
You
$5.
can. It's the one that's in the back and it's in the triangle plastic.
Like
You can't see a movie for $5.
No, but yeah, and so so me and my friends actually have a thing where we say there's a certain ratio of how much fun per how much money you spend, and that's right on there when it's come. Like I know I just played Spilled. I think Spilled was like $5, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a short game, but it was very enjoyable. Like it was super fun, and I thought it was a great game. I didn't go back on
Another
there.
really good game.
It's just too short. But
another really great short puzzle game is a game called Superliminal. It came out a little while ago. Sort of in the vein of Portal, but with like a different conceit of how the world works. I don't want to spoil it. If anything I say is gonna like ruin the game, but it's a short experience. I think I beat it in like 3 or 4 hours. But it is a trip, man. That is a game that like you want to experience blind like the first time, you know?
Superliminal, right?
Yeah,
Superliminal.
Definitely gonna go check it out.
Well, that was like the game that you let me play, George, with the light.
Was that it?
That game was it kind of looks like it's very realistic, but that game that you let me borrow to play a little bit of, I really like that, and it made me get angry after a while because you know how I am when you make me think too hard. I'm like, but yeah, I think that it looks kind of like it. Subliminal does. It's like actually the first thing it looks like is kind of like the hotel from The Shining. I'm not gonna lie to you. On the Steam page, like I'm waiting for Jack Nicholson to come out of nowhere, but it's pretty cool.
I won't spoil anything.
Let's not spoil anything for those who have never played it yet.
Oh,
yes.
Well, this is just I'm looking at the Steam page right now. It's very big on, like things look bigger up close than farther away and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, the whole idea is that like when you pick up an object, the size it appears to be from your perspective is the size it becomes. So if you pick up something that's super close and it looks huge, it becomes huge, and therefore it becomes super heavy or whatever.
And you can use it to solve problems or puzzles.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's kind of like that Portal effect where your brain like snaps into a new mode of thinking about how physics can work,
All right.
Another thought. If you ever have a DLC, you could do portals with your cats. Like you put them in the box and the portal takes them. And then the character has to find the portal. I'm joking. Just start.
If someone wants a DLC, they need to buy a bunch of copies of my game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the catch. That's it.
Cat Portal.
Yeah. Wait. What's your favorite puzzle games of all time, Virginia?
Probably Portal. I know that's the answer everyone gives, but that's because it's like the OG and it's amazing.
First one or second one?
Both. I really like both of them.
Okay.
The first one is a very tight experience with a very snappy story. I like the world expansion of the second one and the way it iterates on the puzzles. So yeah, both of them are really good. I don't like Sudoku type puzzles or like the crossword type puzzles. I don't like those. I tried the Entropy Center recently, which is sort of like a Portal clone, basically, and it kind of lost me a little bit because it's not doing the right stuff the same way that Portal did, or it's not doing stuff. It's like aping Portal without necessarily knowing exactly the magic formula that made Portal work, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have any recommendations along the lines of like Portal or Superliminal, those are the type of games that I really enjoy. I enjoy like that. You're in this weird world and you don't understand the rules of how it operates. Like, is it abandoned? who's watching you? We can't tell. Why are you doing these things? You'll find out. The world may be ending, but we're not going to tell you because you have to snap in your.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like a mix of like horror game and puzzle at the same time.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah,
I
those
like
are
that
kind of
idea.
cool.
I already like that idea. I think.
Does anybody here ever played? It was a really old puzzle game called Myst, MYST.
Yeah.
It's really
I've never
old.
played it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it was back like when I was in high school. So
That's like what 40 years ago.
1998. But
So 30 years.
Yeah.
it was
wow, that is actually 30 years ago.
It was a Lucasfilms game actually. But whenever somebody says puzzle game, that's the first thing I think of, just because it was literally just all puzzles. But it was like Resident Evil without the zombies. Just puzzles.
Can you have Resident Evil without zombies? Is that even a thing that can exist?
Just walk around 7 puzzles. It was like a mystery game. So you're just on this island and you're trying to solve this mystery, but it's literally just solving puzzles when you're walking around. Like all different kinds of puzzles. It was a pretty cool game. It was, as someone who always wanted to play a violent game, when I played it, I was like, this ain't so bad. At the time. If you look it up, it was really old. Sorry, I brought it up. It's really old. I'm dating myself.
It's okay. I think we're coming kind of like ready to wrap up this episode. Do you have anything you want to add to the audience, or people who wants to buy Einstein's Cats, or who are interested, or who actually played it?
Yeah, we have a lot of volunteer translators that are working on localizing Einstein's Cats into a variety of languages. Minimap has been helping out with the Korean translation, which that is done, and that will be ready to go, come out in Korea soon. It's already available on Steam in Korean, with the store page in Korean as well. And I believe Minimap will also be doing some promotion on their site for Einstein's Cats as well. So I'm actually super hyped that people want the game in their own language, and that so many people have come forward to help translate. That's got me really jazzed up. So yeah, that's been awesome. So Einstein's Cats will be coming out in a variety of different languages available. So if you are not a native English speaker and you want it in a different language, that might be coming soon for you.
Honestly, that would be kind of fun if you're trying to learn a language to play that game in another language. You know what I mean? Like to try to learn the language as you're solving the puzzles. I think I would love that, actually. Now it's weird.
Yeah, I think George and I were talking about how it could be a really great English learning tool, because it the verbal logic of like spatial relationships, like above or below or left of or right of, those can be kind of complex to learn, and you have to do them so often in the game. It can really help people struggling with English like drill in those relationships.
Yeah,
I like that.
Very, very
I wonder if you. I know this is a random out of the question out of nowhere. Just I know whatever, but I wonder if you would ever consider changing the ability on the English version to change it to different languages while the people are playing it. You know what I mean? Or is that in the settings already?
Yeah, you can already change the in-game language from the settings menu.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, like you can just go in there and there's a button for English, there's a button for German, there's now a button for Korean. You just push the button and the whole game changes what language it's in. Yeah.
So you could. Okay, cool.
Time to learn Korean, Zach.
I've been trying to learn.
Yeah, before you visit Korea, so.
Listen, I'm trying. It's not an easy language. Okay.
Yeah, but okay.
Actually, it's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. To be honest with you, I just have a hard time pronouncing things.
But thank you for coming to this episode, Virginia. We had a blast. I don't know.
You're super awesome.
Yeah, I had fun talking to you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thank you, Jasper and Gabriel. Special thanks to them too for making an appearance to the episodes. I know a lot of people would enjoy watching them. I actually did. Yeah.
Cat time.
Do they have a cat tree?
Cat memes.
They do. It's in my bedroom. This is my office. Cat tree is across the hall.
Is it a big one?
Wow.
No,
I love cat
they
trees for
wrecked
some
the big
reason.
one. They
Oh, they wrecked
destroyed the
it?
big one. Yeah, they don't get a big one anymore.
Uh-oh.
They would do this thing where they'd like be fighting on top of the cat tree and tip it over, and one of the cats would get like smushed against the wall.
Oh god.
I think the other cat was like, you ruined it, man. We had that giant cat tree.
That could be a cool video game now that you think about it.
Oh, it would. Like a
I
cat
know.
tree.
We already have like at least 3 or 4 game ideas.
Super Smash Brothers, but with
What you
cats.
do? You get ideas.
No
you
more
go
ideas.
evolve.
No more ideas.
Just cats.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for coming. And maybe when you have another project that's coming up, we can, I don't know, join us again later.
Yeah, I hope so. Stay tuned, and we'll see what I cook up next.
All right.
I think I'm excited.
Awesome.
Yeah, if
I'm
you
excited
haven't if you haven't already played, Einstein's Cats is available on Steam. They have Discord as well, so feel free to join it and I don't know, share some ideas and share your sticker books if you are playing.
Please
them your
do. I'd
stickers.
love to see them.
All right. Thank you for listening.
Stickers.
I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Thanks for
Bye.
coming,
Adios.
Virginia.
Thank
Thanks.
you. You were fun.
Very fun.
Sorry for all the game
Thanks.
ideas.
Appreciate it. Like your headphones.
Thanks. I like pink. I wanted to get the cat ear ones, but they cost more. So
Of course they do.